tell you I'm just over the moon with what I've experienced. Most of that we have been in this rope skipping for the past 6 years, and then what I'm seeing and experiencing, it's really something very special. Let me tell you, in as far as SAGF is concerned, we are a federation which is very much capable of looking into the question of developing gymnastics and going into whichever sphere that allows us to be there, and then we cater for all ages. Now that it's going to be part of the school sports competition, it means how many schools do we have in the country, and then all the schools will definitely be participating in this, and I'm telling you, this is going to be massive in the country. We started in 2002, and then after that, 2006, we were able to send a group of about 7 skippers to Canada. What amazed us was that out of that we got gold and we got silver from the 7. So thus decided to say, let's see if South Africa can carry the burden to host this, and indeed we are really doing a good job here.
We've got presently 19 countries competing with 3 basic classifications. The Masters for male and female, the team event, which consists of 6 events for both male, female, and a combined team. And then for what's coming up last is our most prestigious part, is what they call the World Cup, which has anywhere from 8 skippers to 108, depending on the floor size. And the floor size here is 28 by 20, and it's going to have a lot of skippers doing their performance. Well, as you know, rope skipping is one of the indigenous sports here in South Africa, and probably the majority of the countries around the world. And with that, noticing that it's gone into the school grounds, the playgrounds, and so on, and the kids are having a good old time with this, making friends and enjoying themselves. And gradually from there, it came to a point where they got together to give it a little bit of activity between 2 groups. Not really as a competition at that time, but a little bit of a show, you know, we can do more than you can do. And that was taken just a couple of steps further with the International Federation. The beginning of that was in 1995, where the federation was put together. It was, again, reorganized with the countries in 1999, with 8 countries starting around the world. And over the years, up until now, we're sitting probably about 38 countries in total, and with championships of their own, and every second year having world championships around the world. Finally, as you see here, coming with the 2008 World Championships. The first championship was in Australia, then it came back a couple of years later back in Australia, and it's bounced from there. It's been, again, one time back in Australia, being back to the roots. It's right now we're trying to get it to work at every continent on a rotating basis, and the African continent was the one that we did not have, because we had no members. With South Africa finally becoming a member, we now have the World Championships here. Judging is put into 2 classifications. You have creativity, which looks at what you do with the jump, the skills, how you put it with music, okay, and how fluent that rope works. That is the creativity part, very shortly. Then you have the difficulty. Well, difficulty ranges from 1 in our classification to 6. 1 being the simple jump rope, very simple 1 rope, going to the point of where you're doing donkey kicks, back flashes, Krugers, all these very high level difficulty, and they're rated on that. The combination of both those points and how many mistakes you make, because every time you make a mistake, you drop down in level, and the final points come out that. Rope skipping is probably the cheapest investment in any sport. All you require is either a long piece of wire, if you get down to the basics, or a very cheap skipping rope costing you a very small amount of money, shorts, shirt, pair of shoes, running shoes, tackies, something like that. Probably about the cheapest sport ongoing at this moment. And right now, sneaking up the back of everybody else, unbeknown to them, is South Africa. South Africa is really putting themselves forward, and it's not just a fly-by-night for some of the older groups. They've got the South African group knocking on their doorstep. I can say one thing, rope skipping, as they say, you've got to see it to believe it. It's a new upcoming sport. We're trying to develop it with the aids of all the countries, and it's something we hope, probably in the future, as making an Olympic sport, but that's one of our goals we plan on doing.